Welcome back to Dad and Unc. We've got so much to talk about, bro. We don't have time for the formalities, Has.
No, we don't. It's, well, we've both been in cryogenic, that's the word I'm after, stasis.
Yep.
Mostly due to myself.
But you're here, so welcome.
It's been a long month, but we're finally sitting down. It's great to be back, of course. Last time we were talking, I was on my road to a diamond coin at the major. Everything was going smoothly. And, you know, I'm pretty sure looking at all things that happened since then, I definitely got the diamond coin. Everyone did. We danced happy circles around. People were clapping, cheering. There were parties in the streets. It was just such a magical moment, and we didn't get it. It went to hell.
You know what the worst bit is? We put out our last episode right before the finals, an hour before the Maus Mongols game. So we didn't even last an hour before it was poorly aged.
No. But some people don't even last a minute. So at the end of the day, I think we've come out well on top there.
Dude, ROSTERMANIA.
Oh my God, this is
We've
bad.
got so much to talk about, bro.
The ROSTERMANIA was actually insane. Like, I don't think I've seen that much going on in quite a while. It was crazy.
We thought it was over, and it continues this week. And then we got to talk about Blast Bounty, and then heading into Kato, because Kato's just started. We've got so much to talk about. Let's start with the major. So we had our picks that we thought the Mongols had a chance at winning this major.
I mean, they did everything right in the group stages, but they got to the quarters. They were right there. They're playing Mouse, who had looked incredibly shaky, and just they fluffed it in front of the crowd. Group stage merchants.
Both maps, they started amazing. Well, didn't both first halves end up with like 9-3 or like 10-2 halves? And Mouse brought it back in the second half?
They're up there. It was.
But the problem was that Senzu just didn't perform on stage. 9-10 was fantastic. Senzu fell off. And that could just be nerves from being in front of 25,000 people, 30,000 people.
Nah, not good enough. Get a real problem.
It's not, man. It's not good enough. They didn't.
No, they've screwed up everything. Absolutely useless.
And so they completely fucked our pick. So beyond that.
So that was bad. But then it's like, okay, we were geniuses, and we thought, you know what? Spirit Liquid. Let's say Liquid are going to win this. Liquid. I don't know.
You got a bit of hopium from me.
Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking with this one. Maybe we weren't. I think we just forgot that Donk existed, and that Yakinda was still a part of Liquid at that point. I
haven't watched the episode, but I'm pretty sure our contemplation was that Donk is all Spirit have, and Spirit didn't have the best run in the previous stage.
Yes, they hadn't, but they were fine.
They relied on
Donk,
and then they got on stage, and Magix of all people came alive.
Yes, they had. Donk still was Donk, and Magix.
Donk had life games on stage.
He did, but Magix
the
was
rest
well up
of
there
Spirit
as well.
turned on.
It was good. That was so. At that point, we're in trouble because we're already 0 from 2, so it's all right. G2, you need to pull one out of the bag here. And G2 locked in. They, Heroic did get a map off them, and it went to overtime in map number 3. It was quite a good series. Nico, Monacy, in the end, were the difference makers. Morbs also had a very good game
was
there.
Huge. He was huge. And I'm really excited to see where he goes. We're going to get into the ROSTERMANIA stuff, but he had a great time. Then we go to, what was it, Vitality FaZe.
Oh boy, now this is where everything fell to pieces. So FaZe, who had looked very rough to say the least. I mean, they'd gotten in there, but they, against all of these teams, that they had played almost everyone as well, and just had not won anything. They go and beat Vitality.
It didn't make sense. Like, Vitality have had ups and downs throughout the year. But, in the second half of last year, they took Cologne, and Zywa was in good form. There seemed to be, and I heard this from interviews afterwards, that Spinks hasn't been getting along with a lot of the team, it seems. Spinks has been a bit of a thorn in Vitality team side, so there's a bit of less team cohesion, and they'd been in China for a month, and in that time they managed to play 4 games before this stage game with FaZe. 4 games.
Yep. They were 3-0. Vitality and the Mongols, both 3-0 teams.
Yeah, because they'd played 4 games.
Screwed it all up. They just fell apart. Again, this is the thing. Everyone always underestimates. It's finals phase. Finals phase. Once they get to the playoffs, they are just a different machine. I don't know what it is.
What's funny though?
But they just turn it on.
You brought that up when we were doing our pick'ems, and you still picked Vitality to win.
Well, because FaZe had been shocking. Like, they really had been. Like, against any of the top teams. Like, they scraped through. I mean, against G2, in the stage before this, they lost 13-4, 13-3. Like, this team just looked done. It was over.
And yet, the next time they face each other, G2 FaZe, it's a heartbreaker because you like, look, G2 lose. Nico crying genuinely just breaks my heart. Because everyone on that team knew that was Nico's last game under the G2 jersey.
He must be. So, I saw him wiping the tears with all the money that Falcons have given him, and I felt so heartbroken for him. Nah, not buying a bar of it.
Look, we're gonna see what happens with Falcons, but I think it's got to be the biggest throw, right?
It's just Na'Vi simple error all over again, but it was just simple. And there's no one that is close to electronic. That's at least what I'm seeing. And again, it is very early on for those, and we'll get to the new roster changes for some of the big boys now that some of those results have been put together.
FaZe take them. It was a well fought game.
Spirit beat Mouse. Fair enough. They lost the first one. No, like both of these series, the second map between FaZe and GT was really close. You have Spirit and FaZe in the finals, which, okay, Spirit, kind of see. You got Donk. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. FaZe is like, how in the fucking world did you get here? What is going on?
Especially with the second half of the year's performances. It didn't make any sense how they got there.
But, sometimes you play the cards you're dealt. First 2 maps, both teams take their map picks, 13-6, 13-6, run of the mill. But, oh my lord, that Dust 2 map, could have gone either way. It was it was beautiful from start to finish because it looked like Spirit had done it. 12-5, they're 1 round away. This is it again there. FaZe win a round. Okay, give one there. They win another round. Okay.
And it's like, can they do it?
And then another.
Are we actually witnessing this?
And then another. And then another. And all of a sudden, it is 12-11, and we are on the prefaces of a OT for the major in map 3. I'm thinking, Spirit are probably having... they're thinking, oh my god, we're the FaZe against Cloud9.
Yeah,
from the Boston... From the Boston major. Oh no, what's going on?
Spirit push out to long A, catch Brokey with his ass hanging out, Orb dropped on the ground, and it's a 2v3. Spirit are just sprinting at the bomb site. They smoke off from CT. You got Rain and Rops in the clutch. Rops picks up the Orb. It's just the jump shot. We didn't get to... If we'd seen the jump shot perspective on stream...
I think we did. No, I think it was the replay.
They did it
after.
In the replay. Because what you see is Rain jumping up the boxes to Cat, looking at Car and shoot and ramp, and you just see Rops do the jump, get in the kill feed as Rain lasers one of them at Car.
Pulled a Kukli.
And it's just like, holy shit. And in that moment, I became a believer. They take that round. You think, holy shit. FaZe are actually pulling this comeback off. This is the play. That's the play of the major, and this is how FaZe bring it back to OT and take it in OT. Next round.
Next round, they get smashed. Yeah, man.
Brokey misses 2 important nades, and they can't take back B-side. And
Spirit just kind of locked in and went, okay, yeah, no, that's not happening. We're taking.
They said, we're not going to A again. We're not taking that chance. Let's just go to B-side and make a play retake. And the retake did not work out, and they just win the major.
And that Spirit are crowned the best in the land to end off 2024. Pretty solid major all around. Lots of good stories. Lots of...
It was a great major,
absolute just disappointments, heartbreaks. It was, everything a major could provide. And then we saw all this and then decided, well, I don't want to talk about our results and the coin, and we'll never speak of this to each other again. And we've finally come back to talking now at the end of January.
So let me ask you this. Reviewing last year, people believe that event crowned Donk best of 2024, best player of 2024, and Monacy second. And it crowned Spirit as the best team of 2024, arguably.
Yeah. I think...
What are your picks for that?
Ooh.
Instead of saying which one was the best, which one was just your favourite of the year?
Favourite event?
Favourite event, favourite team, and favourite player.
Oh, mate. ESL Challenger Melbourne 2024. Absolutely stunning. But, yeah, no, I think overall, probably the best one I've watched last year. You know what? I'm actually not too sure. Maybe IEM Cologne, because I really liked watching Saw and their run.
Yeah, the Saw run was good.
When they were like, oh, yeah, Saw's... Like, oh, so it was good to see Portugal, you know, team up there. And then, of course, right after that, fucking exploding the entire team, and now they've gone back to shit. And maybe just a little bit of ESL Challenger, where Alistair had his one good tournament of the entire year.
Atlanta. That was good. Dallas might have been my favourite event of the year. With G Stu.
Oh, yeah.
Monacy had amazing performances in Dallas, pulling off just some absolute bullshit. Like, there was one round he got like a triple no-scope AWP in Vents of Nuke. Fucking Stewie's on the team. Hooksy's at his sister's wedding in Europe. Like, it was just... That gave me hope that we might have seen Nico stay on the team for longer. But he didn't. May Hooksy rest in peace as well. Do you think G2's performances in the later half of the year would have been the same if they had Hooksy?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a toughie.
I think people were happy to see Snacks getting kills, but I also don't think Snacks has the playbook.
Snacks is not the brains of the team.
No.
Even though he is the...
but he's in the brains position. I don't know. But anyway, so my favourite team to watch of last year was G2, partly because of Dallas. Monacy was very entertaining to watch.
Monacy's shit, mate.
You reckon?
Yeah, no, he's already... Mate, he's done. Donk's the new star. Yeah, he's washed what he's already... Has he hit 20 yet?
Age?
Yeah. Monacy. He'd be... Is he 19?
Oh, Monacy? He's 19 or 20. I thought you were talking about Donk. I'm like, no, he's not even 18.
Oh, Monacy's 19, so he's only got probably... I don't know when his birthday is, but he's probably only got a few more months and he's going to be washed, unfortunately. That's just the way of esports these days. And
he's too old.
Look, so I reckon there's going to be some 17, 16-year-old prodigy that comes out this year and makes Donk look useless. You know, that's just...
And everyone's going to be saying Donk was never good.
Donk was never good.
So, who are your favourite team of last year and favourite player to watch?
That's an interesting one. You know what? I actually really enjoyed watching Internal Fire.
Really?
Yeah? I thought
Internal Fire.
Yeah, Internal. Had some ups and definitely some downs. They peaked at about number 6 this year at one point, and they're already looking very nice to start this year.
Yeah, they are looking good.
But I actually enjoy that. I do like the Turkish lads. I think they've got some very good, you know, older players there and a couple of young boys who are definitely looking like they can hold their own. Just don't try and interact with any of their fans. They will, well, I would assume they're threatening to kill me, but I don't speak Turkish. So.
Is it like Brazilian, but like EU?
Just, you don't want to pick off the Turkish lads at the moment. I mean, what's on your mind, Unc? Mr. Uncle?
I want to talk about ROSTERMANIA, but, you know, like, other than CS, what have I been doing?
Yeah?
Playing Planet Side 2. You ever play that game?
Oh, wow.
You ever play that game?
Dude, I think the last time I played that game was in like 2014.
I love that game. I've been playing it since launch. Beautiful.
Planet Side 2, 2015. I have played 5.1 hours. It's a 12-year anniversary. There we go. One friend has played recently, 30.1 hours recently. Oh, geez, you have been grinding, my good man.
I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. Oh, that's one of my all-time favourite games.
That's what we like to see. Also, I have not played Realm Royal Reforged in a while. That was the big...
I'm getting this back on track here, right?
What do you mean?
I'm getting us back on. Okay, let's talk about ROSTERMANIA. And so I've written down here to help us. I've written down the ones that matter because there was a billion movements, and I've picked the ones that actually
the ones
mean
you
anything.
believe matter. Well, I think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be quite offended.
There's two here that I haven't got here that you might care about. Nip exploded and VP kicked Jam.
I feel like Nip do that every 5 seconds. With the VP, the Jam time. Did you just call him Jam?
Jam.
I'm pretty sure you said Jab.
Jeb from Mojang.
Go ahead. You just.
I'm going to throw something at you, and you just give me your quick thoughts on it, okay?
Yep.
Okay, so Nico goes from G2 to Falcons, and they pick up the heroic trio core, being Kixan and who?
Dexter and Tesses.
Yes. To take their spot in the Valve rankings.
They get invited to events, which I think so they've done well there. Good job. Give yourselves a pat on the back.
Do you care about this team and this lineup and have hopes for them?
I think it's not the worst. The thing for me is, can Magix get back to the form he was in when he was in Australis? And most of it to me is a no. But it's a lot better looking roster than what it was, which isn't saying a lot. Because
it is better.
But is it good enough?
I don't like seeing Nico in the Falcons jersey.
Do you think he's out in the Saudi Arabian fields drilling for oil on his days off?
I wonder if he stares off in the sunset over the desert like Luke, looking at the binary sunset.
Sitting in his piles of Arabian money going.
Yeah, he's sitting on his pile of money
Life
and he
is
cries
just so
and he thinks
hard.
about Monacy. So do you think Monacy's going to be there in 6 months or no?
It could be. I mean, that really is down to G2 and whether or not they can make sure that things stay all right there.
No. But Monacy has Heavy God to replace not Nico's roles, but Nico's slot.
Yes.
Mouths has taken Nico's roles, and Heavy God has come in as a strong anchor.
Yeah, well,
and since he's also Russian... No, go on.
I was going to say, you were calling for this for Mauls. You were saying he's going to replace Nico as that rifle, and you seem to be correct so far. And
he's taken pretty much every role Nico had, and he has been really good in those roles.
Yeah. And from what the little we've seen so far, things look solid enough, you know.
Heavy God, he's doing well. And I think Monacy said in an interview at the HLTV Awards, he likes playing with Heavy God because when those two are in the clutch, they can speak Russian, which allows him to communicate quicker.
Well, there you go. Perfect. All things locked in. And like Heavy God has been on a tear.
He's been good.
He had a fantastic end to the year with Cloud9, especially at the major, even though they didn't go as far as, you know, they all would have been hoping. He was on fire. He looked very good, and he looks like a pretty solid sit-in. Again, the one, I look at this team and I go, this is great. And then I see Snacks, and I'm just like, why are you here? Why are you here? Like, Snacks, love him. I look back at old CS highlights. I'm like, oh, absolutely pristine. Why is he there? I just don't understand.
I seriously think, like, I don't think he brings enough to the table that, like, losing Hooksy's strategic mind was worth it, but I don't know. Maybe Snacks' firepower output with the MP9, which seems like the only gun he can get kills with, which is the same as me.
It's
Snacks
a solid
is just
weapon.
like me.
It's a solid weapon.
It is a good weapon. They need a proper in-game leader, though. There might be one on the market. We can get to that in a minute.
I mean, okay, there was a couple there. What other big top 20 teams have done some changes, have suffered, have gained?
Vitality kicks Spinks because he wasn't getting along with the team, seemingly because he is a Israeli Zionist, bit racist. So they kick him and bring in Rops from FaZe.
Yeah, that's a slight upgrade.
I think
that is just a slight upgrade. You're getting one of the best riflers in probably some of the last few years. Has been a consistent.
Rops is good. I don't think he's as good as he was in CS:GO.
Well, I mean, you look at it from at least from 2023. He was number 3. Now he's number 18, going off this year. So, and that's some players have struggled. He's still a very good player, and you're putting him with Zywoo.
Yeah, and they seem to be getting along quite nicely, which is good.
Yeah. Can't say that things look that bad at the moment. They didn't quite do brilliantly at the Blast Battle. Well, I mean, to be fair,
it's online.
Eternal Fire had their great run. And yes, as you said, it's online. So you take those with a grain of salt sometimes.
I wouldn't
but
worry
still,
about it. You wouldn't worry too much about the performance of a game in an online, especially the first one of the season. You wouldn't blow up your whole team over it, would you?
Oh, absolutely, I would. Bugger the whole thing. No, bugger the whole thing. Explode it all.
Well, then FaZe have an empty slot. They need a rifler. Okay.
Yeah. So who do you look at there? There's so many riflers.
There's a rifler out there that has been touted as one of the most promising riflers in the world.
With one of the best hairlines you'll ever see as well.
Oh yeah.
You could rub that
head. Leaves complexity, along with floppy leaving complexity, but whatever. Elige goes to FaZe. He's having barbecue with Carrigan. And I think this is a great pick for FaZe. I think that's perfect.
I like it. I'm still slightly concerned about a couple of players on this roster. One of them being actually Rain. The man I love dearly. I do love Rain, but he is probably coming to the end of his tenure because Carrigan gets away.
You'd go Rain rather than Brokey?
I would go Rain rather than Brokey. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yes.
I think most people were saying Brokey was the shakiest player on FaZe at the end of the major.
Yeah, I still trust Brokey. Just like I'm being a bit age biased here. So
I mean, we had this conversation last time, which is that like Rain is one of the most consistent, reliable
rifle. He is
in the game.
He's very good, but I feel like this year is sort of that make or break for him. It's a make or break year for FaZe because they didn't really do a whole lot. The start of
CS2, they were great, and then a couple of months into 2024, they just kind of had a fall off. Like after Twists left, they picked up Frozen, they got Chengdu, but after that, it was kind of like meandering. Like a lot of finals, a lot of playoff.
Yeah, they won one IEM, which, to be fair,
yeah,
some pretty decent teams there. It beat Mouse in the finals.
Mouse on stage, yeah.
IEM Chengdu, China.
Yep.
As a result, of course, of Elige going there, complexity.
Dead team.
Yeah, it's looking a bit rough.
Look, I liked Complexity after their Sydney showing. I wanted to support them, wanted to see them succeed. They didn't really. No. And now that Elige is gone, I don't care anymore. They changed their logo back to the old one though.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't think we're going to be seeing them at many major events this year, but maybe we could be wrong.
Our shining beacon of NACS being Liquid and M80. They're our peak boys. Complexity.
Oh, yeah. So what about Wildcard? They've been on an upwards trajectory. They won their first IEM Katowice playing game against Big, who I thought were going to be doing some decent things this year as well. They had actually had a couple of roster changes. The Season Xperi's benched. Zeus is benched, so they got hyped and Kyubi.
They brought Rigon back just to get rid of him.
Yes, Rigon has been left into the great beyond. I don't know where Rigon is now.
He's in the back pasture with Hooksy.
He doesn't have a team, so we might never see him again, unfortunately. But
okay, so Spinks gets kicked off Vitality. The most recent news during the Blast Bounty comes along. Mouse play online. They lose their first game. They're out of Blast Bounty.
Classical stuff always happens.
A couple days later, Shuhei, their IGL, benched. What? In a really weird statement that wasn't like, thanks for all you've done for us, Shuhei. It was like, effective immediately. We are removing Shuhei from our team. What? They bring in Spinks to be a rifler on Mouse and make Brolin, their worst performing player, the IGL, who has never IGL'd before and is a pretty quiet voice in the team.
My thoughts, I think they're cooked.
So there's a lot of theories going around that they wanted to get Spinks in for another player, but Shuhei disagreed with the management and with the coach about that being the option. And so rather than getting rid of Brolin or Exertion maybe for Spinks, they just kicked Shuhei because there was a fundamental disagreement. And so they just blew up their entire team with one of the most up-and-coming IGLs in the game. To have Brawl in IGL, this is the dumbest move of all time.
I think they cooked.
Mouse had good performances in, Pro League, some of your Banana Cup events. They would get playoffs, second place, third place at a lot of IEMs, blasts. And you blow up your team. Shuhei's going to get, scouted. I think Shuhei should probably go to G2.
But you're forgetting, of course. Funny. Yeah, it's funny.
So I liked Cole and Mouse last year, and now, they're going to suck.
Someone's got to have done a good roster change. You said you had a couple more. What's the next one?
You didn't really like Yakinda that much. You thought he was a bit of a weak link on Liquid.
I don't think anyone liked Yakinda, I'm going to be honest.
I like Yakinda because he plays DayZ. The actual play in the server, I don't know. I don't think he can.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think most CS fans are going, I'm just not a fan. But he does play DayZ, so I'm going to give him a pass, actually.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying I'm giving him a pass. He got kicked, and now we've got Nertz on Liquid as a strong rifling presence from Heroic. How do you feel about this?
Oh, I think it's an upgrade. Which,
It's an upgrade.
but the only way they're only going to go up. It was just he'd fallen off. I do feel a bit for Yakinda because you've been thinking back a few years ago, he was a superstar. He was one of these up and comers. He looked great across everything, absolutely pristine, and then just completely fell to utter shit. It happens.
Real ups and downs.
It happens. But
I think that Liquid's problem is always going to be aggression. They're pretty passive players all round, and Nertz is more of a middle ground on the passive to aggressive scale.
Well, Nertz is that opener, though.
Meant to be, but I don't think he's
the
necessarily the strongest option of that. He's not the strongest version of that. Maybe he'll become
But it's
that.
what else was really there?
What options there other than Spinks, which they wouldn't really pick up, I don't think. No.
So
no,
I reckon they got the best that was available. I actually
they wouldn't get a Liege because I don't think a Liege wants to play with twists and stuff again. All right, you want to talk about FlyQuest? Alistair has been benched and released from FlyQuest.
Had to happen. I'm surprised they also...
He did have a great performance in the later parts of the year.
It wasn't enough to save it. I'm sorry. He was pretty shocking.
Well, that's what FlyQuest management believed, so they've brought in Regali.
Who...
Copenhagen Flames.
It's an upgrade no matter what. And I don't mind the look of Regali.
Looking very good.
He looks very solid in the first few games they have played as a squad. Not ridiculous stats for any of them, although a nice 1.58 against MLBR definitely is a bit of a wink, nudge in that regard.
Yeah.
He looks like he's just an upgrade from Alistair, and he's
dependable.
He is a dependable AWPer, dependable young AWPer, who I believe might be able to do a bit for this team. I still am surprised that Liaz actually survived the cut as well, because again, this whole team, it's they'll beat anyone outside the top 20, but then the moment they play a top 20 team, they just explode
like a coin
and
flip.
die.
That's a coin flip per map.
It's not a coin flip. They just lose.
Well, they do. They have some good performances against EU teams.
Yeah, but
they actually got their first win against a Brazilian team in 2 years.
All those teams are outside the top 20 though. Again, I think I've already said this, and some of the others. You put the stats of any of the players, even Inns, who is the best performing rifle on that team and who has been a very solid player for a very long time. Put his stats up against top 20 teams. It's not good reading. It's quite disgusting. And that's for basically all of them. It's just, I just don't see this team. Maybe it's a little better, but I just still don't believe they're going to be able to find anything. But, again, prove me wrong, lads. I'm more than happy to be proved wrong.
I think they'll do all right. I'm not expecting huge things. I think with Regali, they've got some reliability, some consistency. I think a lot of the issue is that a lot of Dexter's calling has started to get a bit samey. But, I don't know. I don't know what is Dexter the best IGL for it? I like how he plays, but I feel like they're getting cold around. That's my worry about it.
I think they should get snacks in. That should fix everything.
Do you think there's any other, riflers on Talon or Rooster that like could come in and take Liaz's position. Australian up in maybe Nedic or something.
I think Nedic is probably they're probably looking at Nedic as that next one, and then I don't know, maybe Hazza, but yeah, I'd imagine Nedic's that's that one that'd be.
It's gonna be really hard to get rating points for Australia. How many?
I don't know how much is going there. Oh, there is one, Bris Vegas. That's pretty big.
There you go. That was Extremes land.
I mean, to be fair, Bris Vegas actually being there is kind of massive, considering that started out in Maverick, who runs those ones, in his like a little room he had at his house, like just a bunch of PCs, and now they're actually like a Valve sponsored event.
That's cool.
It's kind of crazy. Hey,
that's cool.
Good on it. We love that. We love that a lot.
So I think
arms.
I would like to see FlyQuest around. It'd be a bit too much to ask for top 10 of the year, but at least between 10 and 15th place of the year. That's my hope for them.
I'd like them to win an event.
There's Blast Bounty we can talk about, which just came and gone. Blast.
Do we want to talk about that? I don't know.
Well, there's some big things in there because of the Valve ranking invite system.
Oh, there was money.
It meant that Imperial female team, which ended up getting rated like 24th in the world end of last year, something like that, actually got invited rather than the Imperial main team, which wasn't even in the top 32.
Which is hilarious, by the way. But they looked pretty solid.
Their games against Na'Vi was really good. I honestly think it could have been a much more competitive map on Mirage if Bit didn't have a fucking life game. I enjoyed that game against Na'Vi, and then they've played another game in Cato opening. They played Furia, another pretty fucking good game. They're a competitive team. And that Cat Deagle play, all-timer moment.
It's coming through the smoke. Oh, he hit her. Oh, God. He finds her in the smoke. Deagle shot connects. Clean headshot from Cat. Bomb planted. Wonderful up on jungle. Huge advantage here for Wonderful. Oh!
With the rare inspect Cat and the one dig.
That's one you hang in the pool room. You know?
Yeah, that one goes on the fridge.
That one's wrong.
Something that's very interesting, actually. Train.
Just in general?
It's
trains
it's
of the
in,
world?
bro.
Yeah,
Train.
so it actually brought in.
It
Vertigo
debuted.
was gone, and
Yep.
no one cares.
No one cries.
Play the Crabs rave from fucking 2020 when that was a meme. Vertigo was gone.
I am very happy. Train debuted at Blast Bounty. We've seen their first proper officials on it. First couple of times, you could tell that there wasn't much set play of like what you tell is necessary for a
they're all
default.
just saying, all right, we're going to go Train.
When they're doing the veto,
No, when they're playing the games, you numpty.
we're gonna go Train.
Yeah. Oh, well, you've ruined the joke.
Oh, yeah? No, okay, let's do it again.
No, you
all right?
ruined it. You bloody
let's
ruined
play it along,
No,
right?
the moment's passed. Let's
Yeah,
talk
I
about
reckon
the
they go, let's plant the bomb on the train. I have no idea what the lost bonuses are. Do you know the lost bonuses in Counter-Strike?
Yeah. If you lose, you get more, and if you win, you get less.
That's damn true. He knows his shit. This guy knows his shit.
Taps head knowingly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a genius.
Dude, you're my IGL. I'll follow you to the end of the earth. I love you.
Yeah, good on you.
Say it back.
I love you too, Schnookums.
Oh, well, what else happened to bloody Blast Bounty? I'm trying to remember now.
I mean, it
Falcons,
was an
Nico.
online tourney, so a few
the first bit was online. It was a bit you going.
But then they had them all come together and kiss, and that was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty.
They
nuts.
also played some CS, which was nice. But I think the winner was probably not that surprising, all things considered. I mean, you look at everyone before you, and once again, Spirit are the ones that are coming out on top. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think they've started the end of 2024 perfectly, and they continue. Donk just continues to cook, looking very good.
I think it's
yeah.
good to show that Na'Vi fell off after they won Copenhagen.
They
Had a bit
did
of
a
a slump.
little, yeah.
Spirit haven't shown signs of slowing down.
I don't know if they fell off or they just got absolutely worked to the bone and just... Again, it's very hard
They struggled to maintain that level because there was a surprise victory for them. So, like...
That's why Australia's dominance as the top team for 2 years is always looked upon and like, this was amazing. Because it shouldn't happen. But it did.
They're playing FlyQuest tonight, 2 a.m.
Which, you know, if they beat us, it's just like, well, geez, FlyQuest.
If they beat us, that's expected. If we beat them...
Is it, though?
Australis are washed.
I mean, is it? I mean, what are Australis? Oh, yeah, 13th. Well, I guess.
Apparently, they made this move of bringing Cadian back onto the team to play along Starm and Yabby without telling them before they did that. So they basically said, we're picking up Cadian, you guys need to make up.
Pretty funny.
So that's pretty cool. Good on Australia's leadership. That's awesome. Did you watch the Red Bull documentary?
I don't know.
The second half of it?
I watched the Downfall of Australia's documentary, part 1 today.
That was good. IEM Melbourne.
Yeah.
Finally, it was confirmed.
After being confirmed about 20 different times by 20 different people. But it wasn't
Striker
officially
just said it 2 minutes
confirmed.
after saying he wanted to leak it.
That's my boy. That's my boy. But mate, I'm pumped. The tickets are bought. I am looking forward to what should be an absolute banger. Absolute banger.
Let's go.
Look,
I'm
we
hopefully
may not
buying my
get the
tickets tomorrow.
viewership because all you useless bastards in the EU and America all can't bloody stay up, but goddamn. Best crowd, best atmosphere, best bloody CS you could ask for.
Dude, it's going to be awesome. And we are going to meet in person, and we're going to kiss, and we might do an in-person podcast. Dad and Unc, with beer in hand.
I saw a thing of people saying, I don't know if it's going to be as hype because it's in Melbourne. And I don't know what the fuck they're on about. Why
They know
are we
Sydney
thinking,
sucks,
why,
right?
Yeah, do you people know that Sydney is garbage? I don't know. Maybe
Sydney's
because...
the worst town to party in Australia. Sydney has lockout laws, so bars have to close at midnight.
Oh, yeah.
It's a terrible party.
Melbourne. There's no
Melbourne,
lockout
you
laws
can go
here,
24/7, mate. The bender goes on.
We are not getting any sleep from the Friday to the Sunday.
Yep, it goes, you go to the arena, you go to Rod Laver Arena, then you go to Crown, and you go to Rod Laver Arena, you go to Crown.
Go watch CS, you go gambling. Go watch CS.
And if you get tired, you take an Eckie.
It's IEM Melbourne. It's Australian CS crowds watching some hopefully fantastic CS and making some great memories. I was thinking of some chance, actually, because, you know, very busy man. So, of course, I'm thinking of what chance to be sitting at a...
Dad and Unc.
I had, you know, the classical, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, baby give it up, baby give it, you know.
Baby give it up. Yep.
You know, absolute classic. I thought of a little change on the words there.
Yeah.
The da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, give the kids back, give them back, give the kids back. For those of you that don't know, a lot of people think I've been divorced, which I think is really funny.
Baby, my wife left. My wife left. My wife left.
My wife left. Yeah, no, that goes well.
My wife left.
And then you go for the wife. You start with the wife left, and then you move into the kids back.
Yeah.
So this is the brainstorming we need.
What about my cock fell off? My cock fell off. My cock fell off. My cock fell off.
Yeah.
We'll work on it. Then you could drop the my. Cock fell off. Cock fell off.
Cock fell off. Cock fell off. My cock fell off. Yeah, so then you hit the my. Yeah, see there.
If we get the whole arena chanting that'll be like my year, mate.
Yeah, I reckon we could. We'll be in the row F, of course, which is just the big cheer squad.
It's a great shot of Haz holding up a sign that says, "My wife left me." I was like, that's my friend. I know him. I met him on TF2. Also,
it's for us, I think it's a very special weekend as well because the Friday is Anzac Day. So I am hoping there is a moment of silence and so they actually bring out someone to play the bugle. That would be, I think, very fitting. Great. That would be beautiful. That would be a beautiful moment.
It's going to be real busy because just across the road is the Anzac Day footy.
Yeah, God, it is going to be ridiculously busy. All
the trams are going to be packed,
That
bud.
Friday is going to be an absolute,
shit show.
It's going to go off. So Metro will be planning for all the all the footy fans with extra chains. They're not going to be expecting all the the
All the
20
people
odd
dressed
thousand
as terrorists going to Rod Laver across the road.
But no,
Dude,
it should
it's gonna
be a fun weekend. Oh,
It should be good.
Looking forward to it. And we're looking forward, of course, to many more Dad and Unc episodes. We might even do a live one when we're there. You know, you just never know.
I want to, man.
See how things go. I'd like to as well. Unfortunately, we're both broke, so we'll have to try and make a few bits of cash.
We can do it. We can do it in your bedroom. We'll
Yeah.
put the green screen up in the CS side of things before we go. With Vertigo out and Train coming in, officially Premier Season 1 has ended. We thought Valve had completely forgotten that they were planning doing on seasons.
Oh yeah,
And if you log into
Season 2.
CS, you get a coin, you get a little badge that has your stats for Season 1, and Season 2 will run until the end of the Austin Major, so they're actually going to tie them to the CS professional seasons, which is cool. And so it'd be good if we got on and did some train gaming,
That would be bloody fantastic. Too bad I haven't done actually anything for CS wise for a month. But I'll get that coin. I don't even know what rank I would have ended up on. But, you know, at some point we'll go back and play a bit of the game. Maybe should be fun with it, you know, a bit of Bob's your uncle. But, yeah, all things considered, it should be a fantastic year of CS ahead. Lots of tournaments, Let's
see how Kato goes.
Lots of episodes. I reckon we're gonna go for one a week, and it's definitely gonna happen. And we've got a lot of side little things that we're gonna add in, sprinkle stuff. I don't know if we're gonna start anything tonight. I think we've had a lot to cover, but if we're doing a weekly show, we're not gonna have as much news. So that means we're gonna have lots of gags. I'm thinking like a Conan O'Brien. You know, we do the talk show, and then you go for the live feed. You go out and about. You talk with the people.
Interview people in CS servers. Dude, what we could do is once a week, we swap whose job it is to bring a fun little activity. So 1 week, I bring you something. Next week, you bring me something. And it could be like, here's a forum post. Let's read through it. It could be show and tell. Or it could be like
and then
a quiz.
if we have guests on, we get them to...
Yeah, we can involve
They
them.
pick something. They pick something to do. The wheels are turning. We're having all these conversations on the podcast
content.
rather than off it because we're fucking stupid.
We need something to talk about on the podcast because, you know...
I mean, we've been going for over an hour, and this is definitely going to be not cut down at all. I mean, we don't cut anything out of this. What you hear is what you get.
This is going uncut, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like me.
Like my cock, yes.
Dude, if you're circumcised, let us know.
Dude, this is why we're going to kiss at IEM Melbourne.
How many of your mates do you know are circumcised?
I've got no idea.
I only know one.
We should do a poll, guys. If you're uncircumcised, hit the like button down below. Subscribe and leave a comment. If you are circumcised, do the same thing, but leave a more crazy comment down in the comment section below.
If you are circumcised, leave a comment of what you think an uncircumcised penis feels like.
True.
It's like a blind person trying to describe colour.
Do you think the best players in CS are circumcised or uncircumcised? We should get a poll on this.
Once we have hit the big leagues and we've been invited along as media to
this is what
the
we
major,
should go out and do some interview work at IEM Melbourne and ask these questions.
Can we apply for media badge?
Maybe. I doubt it'll happen, but hey, you know what? Shoot for your goals. You too could be circumcised.
Dress for the job you want.
Exactly. Dress your cock for the job you want. Put a little bow tie on it.
Dude.
All right.
We've
talked about cock for at least an eighth of this episode. So I hope you've enjoyed, guys. Dad and Unc, we're back for 2025. We will see you all for the rest of the year, talking CS and also other things that shouldn't probably involve flaccid objects. Have a good one.
Love you guys. Love you, Haz.